Hi, everyone. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with two UCLA students. They are Daniel Hurtado and Henry Nunez. Again, as I said, they are currently UCLA students, but more importantly, they are co-presidents of a wonderful student organization known as ALPFA, which stands for the Association of Latino Professionals for America. Henry and Daniel, thank you so much for taking time today to come speak to my students to share more information about your organization.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Cool. So before we actually get into Alpha, could the two of you just kind of briefly tell me what you're currently majoring in and what you eventually plan to do?
Yeah, so again, my name is Henry Nunez. I am a senior majoring in business economics, and I am the co-president of Alpha, and hopefully I'm aiming to get a career in banking.
And thank you for having us. My name is Daniel Hurtado, co-president as well, currently majoring in economics. I'm currently trying to pursue a career in the consulting industry and in the future hope to land my MBA in around 2 to 3 years.
Fantastic. So let's get to it. So can you tell my students more information about Alpha and all the great benefits it provides to its members?
Yeah, so Alpha again stands for the Association of Latino Professionals for America. We are a subset of the national Alpha organization. We are just one of the many university chapters across the nation. And our mission is really to just empower Latinos and Latinas to really help them become leaders in whatever business field that they choose to pursue. Some of the benefits of being an Alpha member is basically getting specialized access to companies and the recruiters. For example, at the end of this month, we're partnering with Netflix to host an office tour where minority students are able to go visit their LA office and just figure out how to launch a career at Netflix. So, these are some of the specialized access that you can get being an Alpha member.
In addition to that, we also actually at our last meeting brought out EY, recruiters from EY to actually speak to our students. So we do like bringing the professionals to the students directly. And beyond that, I also wanted to emphasize we love to create this culture and this community where we have like-minded students all striving to pursue great careers, and everyone just motivates themselves and pushes themselves. So it's really, I think, kind of like a family and like a community here at UCLA. So that's something that we're really happy to have established this year, and we hope to continue in future years.
And an example of that, actually, one of our Alpha members this past, I think last week, went to an event called Meet the Firms here at UCLA. And one of our members was talking to a managing director at a Big Four company. And, they were having a great conversation. But once the member brought up that he was an Alpha member, the other professional said that he was an Alpha member as well. So, there was just an instant connection there. And, they were able to just continue that network. So.
That's awesome. I think you guys are doing an amazing job in helping students. So another thing I want to ask, obviously you guys are doing great work. Can anyone join Alpha? I know, again, the primary, the goal of your organization is to empower Latino students, but what if I'm an African-American student, I'm an Asian student, a white student, can they also join your organization as well and be a member? And I guess a second part to my question is, I know both of you guys are business econ majors, but what about if a student, let's say, was a science major, a math major, history major, but they were interested in working in the business profession? Can they also join you guys?
That's a great question. To the first part of your question, we are not exclusive to anyone. So we will accept anyone who believes in our mission statement, who believes in our values. Therefore, you do not have to be Latino. As long as you support us, we will welcome you with open arms.
And so, yeah, and for the majors, you can be any major essentially. Some of our members are international development studies majors, they're political science majors, philosophy majors. So, as long as you want to pursue a career in business, doesn't matter what major you are, we're gonna help you and, give you that guidance to start your career.
Now, something else I wanted to ask you was, I'm obviously a lot older, sorry to say this, I'm a lot older than you guys. When I went to college about 20 years ago, I went to college at UC Berkeley. And so we didn't have an Alpha chapter there at that time. So we had two well-known professional organizations. One of them was Delta Sigma Pi, which is our business fraternity. And we also had Beta Alpha Psi, which is the accounting co-ed fraternity. Both of them, again, great professional organizations. But one of the, I would say, the minor downsides of those organizations was that if you wanted to be one of their members, you had to commit a great deal of time. There's so many activities that you had to join in order to be an official member. And that might not work with some students who have to work to support themselves, right? Because if you're putting in that many hours, it's almost like a part-time job, a really heavy part-time job. So with Alpha UCLA, what are the time requirements?
Yeah, so we essentially say that there's no strict time commitment. We know that people are busy and they have a lot of other things to do. They might have part-time jobs. They might even have full-time jobs. What we would say though, however, is our mission again is to really just empower our members to get access to these resources, to workshops, to anything, to essentially take advantage of what we're providing them. So essentially, if being an active member for anyone in Alpha, we would just say that, if there's a workshop, if there's any resources that they want, just to take advantage of that, we really want to help them out. And so, if they want to commit much time to maybe developing themselves, we'll definitely work with them. If maybe they just need a couple of gaps in their professional development, then, that's all fine as well.
Great. So my last question for you guys is, I know both of you guys have done some internships at top firms. So I was curious, where do you think you guys will be working when you graduate in 1 or 2 years?
Yeah, so I actually interned this past summer at JP Morgan in San Francisco. I'm actually going to be returning back in their LA office within the middle market banking division.
Cool.
For me, it's still open question. I would hope to work at a major consulting firm, but really anywhere, where I could interview and just like tell people my story, I would be happy to work there. So right now it's really just trying to see where's the best fit, best culture. So really, I'm just open to anything at this point.
Well, great. Maybe Daniel can convert you to go into accounting, right? I work for one of the big four CPA firms. So, hey, thank you both for taking time today to come speak with me to do this video session. I think my students really heard a lot of good things about your organization, and I hope some of them will consider joining Alpha. So thank you so much, and I look forward to chatting with you guys in the near future.
Yeah, sounds good. Same here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.